Yeah, yeah. She was a work of art, part of my heart from back then. A brown-skinned singer with a knack for acting. Alana's whole attraction, just fractionally based on surface. I got into her mental law on purpose, and with alertness as I flirt with her emotion. Walls we built up out of nervousness was broken. I reminisce on how this black door had her open with the energy that got the whole summertime smoking, very hypnotized. When it was time, we spent time. It's no way to rewind or prevent time from slipping away like day.
What's going on, YouTube? Please excuse the background noise. I'm driving. I wanted to touch on this issue in the title, but before I got to that, I wanted to do a follow-up on a couple of things. Number one, I wanted to thank all of you for watching the documentary, the movie film length hour-and-a-half plus long documentary that I made about the Teniya Jones story yesterday. I slaved over producing that video for 4 days, and then the night before I released it, I stayed up till 5 o'clock in the morning finishing touches on it, and it still didn't come out quite the way I wanted. But you know, some of you understand, most of you understand by now that while my content is free, the really big projects like this one, they take a tremendous amount of work. You know, it's not like, you know, what Brother Obsidian does, which is, you know, strictly just a audio feed of, you know, interviews in Google Hangouts. These are, you know, pictures. You know, in this case, I included video files, you know, music background, my audio, and every single element that you add, you have to cut and edit. Okay, so you know, it was a 2.77 gig video file. It was a pretty big project, and it took me 4 days to complete it. So I thank all of you who actually watched that video through. Like I said, my content, even if I put it behind a paywall, it will eventually be free, all of my content. But if you would like to donate to the Brian Salon Show, you can more than do so in the link in the description box at the very top. My PayPal is at the very top. Make sure you are like, shared, and subscribed to my other alternate platforms, including my 2 YouTube alternate platforms at the bottom, plus my Gab TV, my BitChute, and my Black Avenger TV. Now, I want to, in addition to thanking you guys for watching that feature-length video that I did yesterday on a story that I went in such particular and careful and lengthy detail about, because I think it was the perfect story to expose the Zionist hypocrisy by, you know, the Jewish liberal elite and the Israeli zealots that live over there that always get a pass. Unfortunately, for some reason, the last 5 minutes and 18 seconds of that video did not completely upload on YouTube. One of you brothers had brought that up and asked, is there a part 2? No, there's not a part 2. The video on YouTube was 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 42 seconds long, if memory serves me correctly. The full video was actually 1 hour and 37 minutes long completely. So I want to issue an apology for that. But the good news is, if you want to watch the video in its entirety, or if you want to see the last 5 minutes and 18 seconds of the video that was missing for whatever reason on YouTube, I have re-uploaded it on Black Avenger TV. That link now is in the description box above my PayPal. So yeah, if you're interested in hearing the last 5+ minutes of my narration, you can go to the link at the very top in the description box. And again, if you want to donate to the Brian Solange Show, you can do that in the link right below that Black Avenger TV link. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to me on Black Avenger. I know a lot of you did subscribe, but that platform was scrapped for this newest platform, so some of you may have lost your subscription to me. Make sure you're subscribed over there as well, because we're going to be putting all of our hard-hitting content from now on Black Avenger TV primarily, and BitChute. Now, the other thing, you know, I don't mean to keep beating a dead horse, no pun intended, but another thing that I felt that I need to follow up on was just one other thing about this Teniya Jones case. I found this, as you can see in the screenshot, very interesting post that was made within the last couple of hours of someone stating that claimed that they spoke with some close friends of Teniya Jones, and they were saying that the family, you know, when they went over to Israel to ID the body and bring her back home, they were given her personal effects, and among her personal effects was her cell phone. And some of her family members looked into her cell phone, her smartphone, iPhone, whatever, and they didn't see any texts or any phone calls that would indicate that she had traveled to Israel from Jordan with anybody, which could indicate that she went to Israel by herself, and that the entire story of her traveling there with two friends and going swimming in the dead of night in a large, dangerous body of water was all a bunch of bullshit that was made up by the Israeli press. I would, again, as I said in yesterday's video documentary, I would not put anything past the Israelis. I wouldn't put anything past the Arabs, but I certainly wouldn't put anything past the Israelis, you know, that they made up that whole story, because everybody that has been paying attention to this, you know, unfortunately this hasn't gotten as much press as the Teniya Jenkins case, and it actually should get more press, because, you know, it was obvious what happened in Teniya's case, but in this case it should be getting more press. Everybody's been asking two very real questions. Number one, where are these two mysterious friends that have been reported all over the news that allegedly went swimming with this girl? And number two, why would she go swimming out in the dead of night, you know, when, you know, according to her family, she didn't even swim at beaches here in the United States? So yeah, guys, that is definitely something that we're going to keep a lookout for, and I'll keep you updated with that if I get any more developments on that story as we move forward. Now, I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this video, because it's kind of going to be a rant, and I don't want it to go too long, but every time I say that, it seems like they're actually longer. Number one, many of you may have heard over the news last night, that there was several mass shootings across Chicagoland, on the south and west sides, and a total of like 45 people, almost 50 people got shot in one night. This is damn near a record, even in a city that is crawling with violence. And I was listening to a radio show last night on 1400 AM, and this white TV host, he was talking to this this black pastor out in the Los Angeles area that has been at odds with Maxine Waters for decades, you know, the black female congressman from Southern California. And he was mentioning the violence in Chicago and why black people should not be Democrats, and how blind so many black people are to understand that the Democratic Party not only is, but has represented everything that is wrong with the black community, and in addition, they represent everything that, you know, everything that leads to why the black community does not and will not change. Okay, the Democrats were the original slavers. They were the Confederacy, you know, during the Civil War. They were the ones that put us in slave chains. They were the segregationists during Jim Crow. They were the ones that were lynching niggas off trees during Jim Crow and the Civil Rights Movement, you know. And then all of a sudden, under the Kennedy administration, they flipped the script. And by Lyndon Baines Johnson and his so-called war on poverty, they flipped the script to where they were the good guys. People need to understand that the city of Chicago has been run by Democrats for over 70 years, since Mayor Cermak, who was actually shot and killed in an assassination attempt against President Franklin Roosevelt in the 1940s. The city of Chicago has been run by Democrats for nearly an entire century. Okay, what has changed? Okay, you think about Richard Daley Sr., you know, the one that dealt with Martin Luther King when he went on a march in Chicago. And we saw what happened during that march in Chicago when Martin Luther King came up. He realized that northern whites, you know, the liberal Democrats, were as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than the white Southerners. Okay, so the one thing we've seen with the Democratic Party is its ineffectiveness and its unwillingness to do anything to help the black community. I simply do not understand. And you know, I have a little hope. Maybe, you know, the fact that Hillary Clinton got smashed by Trump in the last general election, you know, because the minorities didn't come out in cities like Milwaukee and Detroit and Chicago to vote for her. Maybe that is an indication that black people are waking up. You know, either they just don't care about politics like I don't, and I learned very quickly not to, or, you know, they're starting to realize that the Democratic Party is actually their enemy. Okay, these welfare policies are doing nothing. They are doing nothing for the black community but keeping us on crutches so that we never learn how to walk again. That's all the fuck they're doing, okay? And we see where these welfare policies that are allowed to be abused, all right? We're seeing where that's getting our people. These girls are just hatching out illegitimate children like Nabisco hatches out Raisin Bran at one of their fucking plants. It's ridiculous. And these children are growing up without a father figure, you know, and they're morphing into these Frankenstein monster neighborhood terrorist degenerate savages, you know. And I showed you guys that in several videos, including the two-part video series I did about Nakia Bailey, you know. And I just don't understand how black people, you know, one of the things that you know really turned me against several social norms, including religion, politics, holidays, you know, even birthdays, patriotism, is because I realized that a majority of what people consider to be serious and hold near and dear is just a crock of shit, okay? Outside of your family and outside of your own life, most of the stuff is just a bunch of bullshit, or as Will Smith's character said in the movie I, Robot, lights and clockwork. It's not doing anything for anybody. That's why I said before, and I'll say again, I don't vote. I don't believe in Christianity or any of these bullshit ass religions. I no longer celebrate holidays. That's why the last time y'all were expecting me to come out with a July 4th fireworks video like I did the last 2 years, I didn't, because I no longer celebrate holidays. All this stuff is a crock of bullshit that mankind does to occupy his time while he's down here until he dies. That's why nothing ever gets done. Okay, if black people want something done, they're gonna have to forget about the damn Democratic Party and do it their damn self. They're gonna have to build their own communities. They're gonna have to invest their own money and time and effort into building up their communities, employing their people, educating their children. If that does not happen, we're going to see a cataclysmic implosion that is actually already started for the black fucking community. Okay, I mean, over the weekend, you know, in one day, I think that was Saturday, like 40 people got shot. But total, since Friday, over 60 people got shot. And by this morning, 70 people were shot. 70 people shot over the fucking weekend. Okay? And you don't see that anywhere else in the United States except where black people live. Because these children, they have no sense of right and wrong. They have no sense of consequence and repercussion. because they're being raised by these little teenage thoughts that don't know any better themselves. There is no authority figure there whatsoever. The police can't clean this shit up. They can't clean this shit up. They don't live in those communities. It's just a 9-to-5 job for them. Pick up the shell casings and cover the body. And, you know, they go home, screw their wives, wake up and do it all over again. They don't care about what's going on in the black community, and I don't expect them to, okay? If you don't care about your own tribe, you can't expect anybody else to care about your own tribe. Nope, I'm wrong. I just checked. Actually, all total, this fucking past weekend, 80 people were shot in Chicago. 11 people killed and 70 wounded. Over 80 people shot over a 48-hour fucking period. And it's not even a holiday. You see, this is why I don't want to hear anything from or about the Democratic Party or Christianity or the black church being pivotal in black Americans' lives. I don't give a fuck about their opinion or their policies, because all three, well, the black church and the Democratic Party in particular, these two institutions, plus the Christian doctrine and ideology, have been embedded in black people psychologically, financially, and representing a physical presence in our communities since post-slavery. Actually, since during slavery. And it has not changed. Neither one of these institutions have changed a single fucking thing. Back when they were the enemy of black people, and now that they're pretending to be the friend of black people. What reason, and this really just shows you the low IQ of so many Negroes. What reason do we have to vote Democrat? What reason do we have to go to church and worship Christianity and believe in all this, you know, Jesus Christ and the Son of God stuff? What reason do we have to believe in any of that? How is it benefiting and helping our cause or helping us individually? What has it ever, what has Christianity, the black church, or the Democratic Party, or liberal ideology ever done for black people? It's even, we're even seeing that this diversity crap is doing nothing. It's a classic case of, you know, taking mushy shit, putting it in milk, stirring it up and calling it chocolate milk. You cannot mix races of people until all tribes are civilized, organized, and have their stuff together. Otherwise, you're just combining chaos with civility. This motherfucking idiot mayor, Rahm Emanuel in Chicago, getting in front of the damn media for his photo op, talking about, you know, we need the community's parents to teach children the difference between right and wrong. Motherfucker, they're not parents. They're baby mamas. And there aren't parents. There's a single female, okay? And that's it. Sending the National Guard into Chicago is not going to fix the problem. Increasing Chicago police manpower and putting more police on corners is not going to fix the problem. That's like trying to put a band-aid on a gunshot wound, no pun intended. You have to get at the root cause of this issue, and the root cause of this issue is that these children are not being raised at all. I mean, before she died, that little hood rat, Nakia Bailey, that was talking all that trash and set her own stupid self up, she had a child at 18 years old. If you look at those videos that she released on FaceTime, you can see a person that is clearly not mature, clearly mentally unstable. What the hell do you think what the hell knowledge do you think a person like that is going to transfer to the minds of a baby that's going to develop into a young child, that's going to develop into a young teenage adolescent, huh? What do you think they're gonna, what useful, beneficial wisdom can they give to their or anybody's offspring? Riddle me that, Batman. These aren't grown women. That's what makes it even worse than not having a father figure in the home. These are not grown women that are, you know, accomplished, you know, strong and educated and all of that crap. These aren't grown black women that are having these children, okay? These are teenage girls, most of them little stupid ass thoughts, that are having these illegitimate children. And they're growing up. This has been going on since the late 70s, okay? They're growing up and they're hatching out children, and you have a vicious cycle of people who are mentally unstable because their brain growth has been stunted between the crap that they're being fed and the environment that they're being raised in. And what you have is a neighborhood full of mentally degenerate dandelion weeds taking the place of the grass. Now, I'm sorry, I had to rant. It is what it is. But another thing that I wanted to touch on is I got an email today from YouTube, and you know, just the nerve of these motherfuckers. They congratulated me on reaching 1,000 subs. And it's funny because I actually was planning on making a video about reaching 1,000 subs anyway, because I have mixed emotions, mixed feelings about this, as you know, for one very particular reason, and that is last year, the leader of the Sisterhood of Failure group, as Obsidian calls them, Simone 56, created this hit list of black male YouTubers that she claimed were degrading black women, and her linking up with Sophia Nelson and Crystalline Kerasin, but primarily Simone 56, they created this conspiracy to flag down every single black male YouTuber in an attempt to get rid of our voices completely on YouTube. As you know, and as proven with me getting 1,000 subs, it failed miserably, okay? But unfortunately, in the process, I and several other black male YouTubers lost our main channels. At the time I lost my channel, I had over 5,500 subs, and by now I'd probably be close to 10,000 subs, if not over 10,000 subs. So, you know, YouTube congratulating me, you know, is like, you know, congratulating the itsy bitsy spider for crawling back up the fucking water spout. You know what I'm saying? I actually cussed these motherfuckers out. And you know, I think I'm pretty much gonna end this video with this, because this is what I said to these lame ass motherfuckers. Fuck off, bitch. If it hadn't been for you lame brain bastards, I would have had 10,000 subs by now had you not flagged my channel down last year, so just piss off. And on that note, okay, I want to remind you guys of why I went on that 3-day Black Men Control What You Say tour earlier this year, after the likes of Sansaray and the Egyptian Troll tried to flare up and re-inflame this idea of going after black men's channels, which, as with Simone 56, Sophia Nelson, and Crystalline Kerasin, yet again, because black women as a collective are, it's the one of the few things they're actually good at, they failed miserably, okay? This is the reason why we need an alternative platform for black male content, okay? And we now have one, and we need to support it. I'm going to start uploading more videos on Black Avenger TV. You guys that haven't signed up, please go over there and sign up, because I realize and I understand now, it took me that hit list and that attack, that tidal wave of false flagging that Simone 56's minions were doing. That started on March 26th. O'Shea Duke Jackson was the first casualty of that, okay? I was attacked and my channel was taken down by YouTube moderators on March 27th, 2017. So it's been about a year in April, May, June, July,
it's been a little more than a year and 4 months that it took me just to get back 1,000 of the 5,500 subscribers that I had on that channel. Okay? And so what this tells me is, if someday I actually manage to get 5,000 subs again through YouTube, it won't actually be worth it. Because at any given time, now you notice these fools on YouTube they've eased up on the moderating. I mean, it was a purge last year. But to see, the thing was, what these black femicunts weren't counting on was, it wasn't just black men's channels that were getting fucked up and were getting fucking attacked. All of a sudden, a lot of black females, and you know, bigger, more well-known figures started getting their channels taken away too. You know, Cynthia G, Archduchess got a couple of videos taken down. Sansa Ray lost a channel. We know the Egyptian Troll did. The Black Goddess, or whatever her name was. So there were a lot of black females that got their channels taken down as well. Okay, the main focus were white conservatives, white nationalists, and the right-wing extremist groups that had videos. Among them, Alex Jones. Those types were being attacked, but you know, we were caught up in that whirlpool as well. And what black females found out was, with this purge, everybody, it was fair game on everybody. It was open season on everybody that did not, you know, fall along the party lines of the white Jewish liberal elite. Okay, so since then, a lot of people have been creating alternative platforms, including BitChute, including Black Avenger TV, including Gab, okay, as an answer, as an alternative to all this YouTube and Facebook censorship bullshit. I've heard about Facebook censorship, although I'm not on there very common, but I heard Facebook is as bad, if not worse, than YouTube. And what Google, which is the slave puppet master of YouTube now, has realized is that if they keep fucking with people's content, they're going to pretty much wind up like MySpace, being obsolete, because people are now creating all these alternative platforms. I had no idea it was as easy as it was for the IT specialist brother that created Black Avenger TV to be able to do so. So YouTube realizes they're pissing people off, and people are they can't silence people's voices, okay, as long as there's the internet. People are just going and creating their own fucking platforms. Even the Egyptian Troll created her own website where she has some small measure of video upload capability. Okay, you can't silence people's voices. So YouTube, they backed up and they eased up off of, you know, the purge, the moderation purge that they were doing last year. But they still can't be trusted, because at any given time they could try to purge again. See, they thought it was safe to do that shit. Now they realize that they fucking their own selves and their business over, because people are just gonna find alternatives to YouTube, and YouTube's numbers are gonna start going down in viewers, content creators, and money. So anyway, guys, you know, I'm at 1,000 subs, but I don't celebrate it, because, you know, at any given time, you know, the water could come and wash the itsy bitsy spider down the water spout again. So my goal is to have 1,000 subs on Black Avenger TV and BitChute respectively. Okay, so guys, yeah, please make sure you support those two platforms, primarily Black Avenger TV, and you can start doing that by clicking on the link down in the description box, where you can watch either the video in its entirety about the Teniya Jones case, or you can watch the last 5 minutes and 18 seconds that for whatever reason did not successfully upload here on YouTube. Besides that, guys, I have some videos that I'm way behind on, involving some topics that have been in the news recently. So I have some other projects that I'm working on that are going to be here on BitChute Gab TV and on Black Avenger TV. So stay tuned. The Brian Salon Show is rolling forward, and I got a lot more good stuff for you guys. Thanks so much, and talk to you later.
Absolutely, Sean, and we all should be very proud to live in our country at this point in time and to see the so-called paper of record, the New York Times, hiring an Asian woman to perpetuate racial division in this country is absolutely appalling. The hypocrisy of the progressive liberal left is absolutely stifling.